Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tech Sale Mindset. Today we are going to do a quick review on helping you how to properly, the key word is properly articulate the development terms, sales development terms. So this is the PDF that we downloaded from CourseCareers. So I've compiled all of them and I've compiled them into this Quizlet. I did pay for the plus so we can get rid of all the advertisement. So that way we can have an audio and visual representation. As you go on about your day, you can just get on the page, come to this YouTube site, and just listen. Once again, the problem is that a lot of us have an issue to properly explain what the terminologies mean. Now, bear me an additional 1 minute to explain to you why this is so important. A lot of us don't realize when we take the test, and if you are not aware, these tests, your final exam, are being live recorded with a camera. If you do not have a camera, I don't know how you're going to take the test. The hiring, the companies that partnered with CourseCareers are able to see your test results, see who scored the highest, and they get to listen because some of the questions that you ask, you have to verbally explain what these terms mean. If they ask you what is an account, you do not want to answer it with something sounding like, oh, that's the stuff that has the customer's information. Are you correct? Yes. Is that what they want to hear? No. Once again, your first interview is your actual test. That is what they're going to decide if they should move forward calling you or waiting for you to reach out to them. So the more clearly you are able to articulate these terms, the more clearly you are able to explain the questions, the higher probability you will have for them to reach out to you before you even have to reach out to them. So that's what we're going to focus on, this sales development terms. Okay, so I did most of the highlights with the keywords that we need to focus on so we could have a much better understanding and articulate the answers when we get them on the test. For example, if they ask you what is an account, the stuff that has the customer's information. No. So this is a flashcard. I'm going to make another video that has this type of flashcards. For example, what is an account? Let's go.
Account. An account contains all the records of customer interactions, including contact information, preferred services, and transactions with your business. An account is created after the first time a customer buys from your business.
So if they ask you what is an account, what you want to focus on is an account contains all the records of the customer's interactions. It's usually created after the first time the customer buys from your business. The answer is the stuff that has the customer's information. That's not what you want. So let's try another one, and then we'll move forward with starting because we have not started the study guide. Let me find something that I like. Okay. If they were to ask you,
buyer persona.
I want to take a few seconds and think of how would you explain what a buyer persona is. We're done? Okay, let's see.
A buyer persona is a representation of the ideal customer for your business. Companies create buyer personas based on market research and data about existing customers.
So what we're going to focus on today, if they ask you buyer persona, your answer should sound something like a representation of the ideal customer for your business. That's it. That's all you need. It sounds a lot more better than, oh, the kind of people you want for your business. Buyer persona, a representation of the ideal customer for your business. Now, if you want to add all these other little extra goodies, that's fine. So with that said, let's get started with the study guide.
Account. An account contains all the records of customer interactions, including contact information, preferred services, and transactions with your business. An account is created after the first time a customer buys from your business.
Okay, we want to focus on account. An account contains all the records of the customer's interaction, created after the first time the customer buys from your business. That's what you want to remember and associate with account. Let's go to the next one.
Account Executive AE Closer. A sales team member in charge of closing deals by converting qualified leads into paying customers.
Okay, let's do a quick edit right here. Let's try this again.
Account Executive AE, also known as Closer. A sales team member in charge of closing deals by converting qualified leads into paying customers.
So when they ask you what is a closer, what is an account executive / AE? What you should be focusing on is a sales team member in charge of closing deals. Short and simple. Let me edit this because I try to edit these as best as I can so the AKA sounds a lot better as well with the next one.
Account Manager AM, also known as Farmer. A sales team member in charge of managing and upselling existing clients and accounts.
Account Manager. A sales team member in charge of upselling existing clients. That's what you want to relate to, Farmer or Account Manager. A sales team member in charge of upselling existing clients. When you hear Account Manager, think of upselling existing clients. That's their main focus.
Annual Recurring Revenue, also known as ARR. The amount of money a customer pays you every year on a subscription model. Annual Contract Value, also known as ACV. The annual contract value is the average annualized revenue per customer contract. ACV is usually compared against customer lifetime value, also known as CLV/LTV, to see how long it takes to pay back the cost of acquiring a customer.
Okay, so when we hear annual contract value or ACV, what you want to think of is customer lifetime value.
Account-based selling. Account-based selling is a strategy where the entire company coordinates to pursue high-value accounts. The departments that are most typically involved in account-based selling are sales, marketing, and customer success.
Okay, so when we hear account-based selling is when usually the whole company gets together, and it's usually for a high-value account. Okay, everybody pitch in. This is the big one. We got to get this one, guys. Come on, let's all pitch in. Let's get this done. That's an account-based selling.
Business Development Representative, also known as BDR. Also known as a Sales Development Representative or SDR. This representative is a sales specialist focused on finding new prospects, establishing foundational relationships, and updating the sales pipeline with new leads.
Okay, I would say the main focus on the BDR is in updating the sales pipeline. We will get to the sales pipeline a little bit further down.
Business to business, also known as B2B. Selling business to business. Business to consumer, also known as B2C. Selling business to consumer. Business unit. A group of people representing a specific department or product within a company, such as accounting or manufacturing.
Okay, so we think of business unit. Think of a certain unit within a business. Think of the business as the building. But the building has different rooms, it has different floors, it has different departments. So when you hear business unit, it's usually a specific department or product within a company. It's part of the business.
Buyer persona. A buyer persona is a representation of the ideal customer for your business. Companies create buyer personas based on market research and data about existing customers.
I did highlight buyer persona, excuse me, because it shows up a few times. I think this is going to be one of those important ones as a BDO. You need to understand clearly buyer persona. So when you see these highlighted, it's usually because they're pretty important. So we're going to start this one again. So buyer persona, what you want to keep in mind, a representation of the ideal customer for your business. That's what you want to focus on. Once again, the issue is not that we wouldn't understand what buyer persona is. It's to be able to clearly articulate and explain what a buyer persona is. As I mentioned before, oh, that's the kind of person you want for your business. Are you correct? Yes. It may not get you that first interview. A representation of the ideal customer for your business. Sounds a lot better. Let's keep moving forward.
Buying signal. A buying signal is a verbal or nonverbal cue that show a customer is ready to make a purchase, such as signing up for a free trial or asking about contract specifics. Picking up on these signals can help sales reps better focus their attention on customers that are giving off more buying signals.
Okay, a little quick explanation. Buying signal. What you want to think of when you hear buying signal. It's a signal. A buying signal is a verbal or nonverbal cue that shows a customer is ready to make a purchase. Some buying signals. Sounds good. Oh, I like that. I can use that. If you walk into a donut shop and they sell donuts and coffee, you go in there just for coffee. But then you start looking at the donuts and you're like, that look good. That's a buying signal to the cashier. They probably want that donut. Did you say it? No. But you're giving up that vibes and that little thing that they understand. Oh, they keep looking at that donut. They probably want it. That's a buying signal. I'm trying to give you guys some explanation. So once you understand it, it'll be a lot easier to remember and properly articulate it.
C-level/C-suite. Highest level executives. C stands for chief, like Chief Executive Officer, also known as CEO.
When you hear anything about C-level or C-suite, just think highest level executive. That's what you want to keep in mind. Highest level executive.
Champion. A prospect within a company that wants to purchase your product or service and is willing to do everything they can to help convince the others in the company to make the purchase.
I've also highlighted champion because notice it pops up quite often. As a SDR or BDR, you're going to focus on obtaining as many champions as you can. So what is a champion? A prospect within the company. It's not the decision maker. It is a prospect within a company to help convince the others in the company to make the purchase. These are the terminologies that you want to focus on when you hear champion. A prospect, or you could even say, hey, it's a person that you have within a company that is willing to help convince the other people in that company, hey, these guys have the software. But let me tell you, it would make our job so much easier if we got that software. That's your champion. Can they make the decision to buy it? Probably not. I really doubt that. But they're going to try to convince everybody else. Do you know how much time we can save? Do you know how much aggravation? Hey, you know, we could actually go out to lunch for like an hour and a half or actually use a full hour rather than eating out at a desk if we had this software. Man, we really could use that. That's your champion. Excuse me while I fix my tea real quick. Okay. Let's keep moving.
Channel partner. A person or company that offers services or products on behalf of another company.
I think that's pretty much self-explanatory. If you have cable, the cable company doesn't own every single channel, but they're providing you the service with ABC, CBS, NBC, HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, the movie channels, so forth and so on. Those are channel partners.
Channel sales. focusing on different sales channels such as an in-house sales team, retailers, referrals, dealers, etc. Churn. The percentage of clients that leave or stop using your services or products within a certain time period.
Okay, bear with me 1 second. I thought I had fixed this. I've heard the word churn quite a few times, so let's highlight that one also. And we're
Churn.
going to focus on the first client that leave or stop using your product or services or product. That's what you want to focus on. When a client is like, okay, I'm done. You have Netflix? I don't need Netflix anymore. You just turn into a churn. You were paying them and you're no longer paying them. You no longer want the service. A client that leaves or stop using your services or product. Churn.
Closing ratio. A closing ratio is the number of deals closed compared to the number of engaged prospects. This ratio can be used to evaluate the performance of an individual sales rep and forecast sales.
Okay, so when they ask, what is your closing ratio? The number of deals closed compared to the number of engaged prospects. So let's break that down real quick, because understanding it will help you articulate the answer a lot easier. You contacted 100 prospects. You contacted 100 prospects. Out of those 100 prospects, 30 of them move forward. You closed it and then move forward. So out of the 100, 30 prospects accept. Your closing ratio is 30%. If you close half of all your prospects, your closing ratio would be 50%. Let's move on.
Clients. Closed opportunities, paying clients, and people that your account managers should take care of.
Let's keep this very simple. Clients, paying clients. Keyword, paying. If they're not paying, they're not clients. They're still prospects.
Closers. Closers or account executives, they are focused on closing deals and they only prospect a small number of strategic accounts.
Okay, let's do some quick editing here. Let's copy this right here, because some of these I had to give a little explanatory myself to make it easier for you guys. Okay, let's try that again.
Closers, also known as account executives. Closers or account executives, they are focused on closing deals and they only prospect a small number of strategic accounts.
Okay, one more little intersection, or AKA AE. They are also known as AE. I want you guys to always remember these terminologies. So let's do it one more time.
Closers, also known as account executives or also known as AE. Closers or account executives, they are focused on closing deals and they only prospect a small number of strategic accounts.
So what is a closer, account executive, or AE? Very simple. They're focused on what? Closing deals. That's it. These guys focus on closing deals. So when you hear account executive or closer or AE, just keep in mind, those are the people that close the deal. If you can keep that in mind, it'll be a lot easier for you to explain it. What is a closer? An account executive focused on closing deals. All the rest of this little goodness down here, you don't need them. You don't need to memorize every step or every sentence in the explanation. You just want the core, you want the meat and the potatoes, okay? You don't need the salad, you don't need the drink, you don't need the sweet. Nope, you just want the core. Account executive focus on closing deals. If you can remember that, we'll be good. Let's move forward.
Cold call. Attempt to engage with a prospect that you don't yet have a relationship established with on a call.
Anytime you hear cold call, cold emailing, keyword is you don't have a relationship with yet. You don't have a relationship with these people.
Cold email. Attempt to engage with prospects via email, sending a sales proposal to someone that you don't yet have a relationship with.
Keyword, don't yet have a relationship with.
Customer acquisition cost, also known as CAC. The cost of acquiring new paying clients.
I've heard this quite often, so we are going to highlight this as well. One more time.
Customer acquisition cost, also known as CAC. The cost of acquiring new paying clients.
Okay, what does that mean? Okay, so we had to get this big client, but we had to spend $10,000. From the time we sent out our AE or our top guy, we flew him out. We had to pay for the flight. Oh, we had to make sure this guy had a budget to eat, so we had to feed him. Oh, we had to find a place for him to stay, so we had to pay the hotel. And we also provide the money for him to wine and dine the customer. And also, it's a big project. We could make a big money on it. But between flying him out, paying for his hotel, feeding him, feeding the customer, maybe he took the customer out someplace nice, a grand total, we end up spending $10,000. Did the customer sign up? Yeah, great. We got the deal. We closed. They are now a client. What was the acquisition cost? $10,000, because that's how much we spent in getting him out there. That also include the SDRs, the BDRs that they have to pay to find these guys. So in grand total, whatever it costs the company, in grand total, including your salary, yes, you who's listening to this video, including your salary, that goes as part of the acquisition cost. Because without paying you, they most likely would not have found this person. Once they found this person, they move them down the pipeline. Once the AE or the big guy goes out and try to close the deal, most likely they're going to send their closer. From the flight to the food to the hotel to everything is the total acquisition cost. So ACA, customer acquisition cost. So when you hear CAC, how much did we spend to get this?
Customer acquisition cost, also known as CAC. The cost of acquiring new paying clients.
Okay, so the only other way I can explain it to you guys to make sure we understand, I like to put a little entertainment to make these a little more bearable as we go through them. Ladies and gentlemen, especially you gentlemen, if you had to wine and dine your sweetheart and take out to the movies and take out to eat for you to be able to close the deal, and she's like, you know what, I like this guy, I can date him. That was your acquisition cost.
Customer lifetime value, also known as CLV. Also known as lifetime value or LTV, the total lifetime value of one client in terms of the revenue they'll bring before they churn.
Customer lifetime value, CLV. The total lifetime value of a client. While this client was with us and they was paying us, how much did we make before they churned? We just went through churn, which means they no longer want our service. So whatever we made from them from the first day they said yes and they started paying us until they stop our wanting our service and they're no longer a paying client. During that whole life cycle of that client is the customer lifetime value, aka CLV.
Customer lifetime value, also known as CLV. Also known as lifetime value or LTV, the total lifetime value of one client in terms of the revenue they'll bring before they churn.
CRM is an important one. I say all the time. Customer relation management. So pay attention to this one.
Customer relationship management, also known as CRM. A software or internet-based service that helps business owners and sales professionals manage their sales pipeline, track prospects, and related activities throughout the sales cycle.
Example, Salesforce. When you hear CRM, software or internet-based service, what does the CRM do? Manage their sales pipeline. It's a software or an internet-based service that helps you manage your pipeline and your sales, your customers' information, where to find them, so forth and so on. Customer relation management. Let's go to the next one.
Customer success. A strategy and a proactive mindset that helps reduce churn rates, increase customer satisfaction with the service product, and the predictability of recurring revenue.
This was one of the reasons why I made this video, because I knew what customer success was, but I couldn't understand how to explain it. So here's a bonus for you guys. When you hear customer success, just think how it can stop them from being a churn. Reduce churn rate. How do we keep them from leaving? Customer success. Prospective mindset that helps reduce churn rate. That's what you want to know. You hear customer success, think reducing churn rates. Let's move on.
Decision maker. The person in charge of making the purchasing decision at a company.
That one's pretty self-explanatory. We're going to have to understand the difference between decision makers, champions, influencers, and so on. The person who can say, yes, we're buying that, that's the decision maker. Ladies are going to love this one. Guys, you know how you're in a relationship and you think you call the shots? You don't. Your partner does. If you're married, well, I want a big screen TV. Are you the decision maker? No. Because after you're thinking, I want a big screen TV, guess what you're going to do? Honey, sweetie, I'll think about getting a new TV. Who's the decision maker there? Let's keep moving.
Fortune 500. A list of 500 of the largest companies in the U.S. based on revenue. Gatekeeper. The person who answers the corporate phone and decides to let you talk to the decision maker or not.
This one also comes up quite often. And I have a little bonus for you guys on this one. Let's highlight that. Okay. The person who answers the corporate phone and decides, keyword, and decides to let you talk to the decision maker or not. That's your focus. Just because the person answered the phone does not mean they have direct access to the decision maker. The person who has the direct access to the decision maker, that's the gatekeeper. The bonus is one of the primary jobs. Pay attention, because if you can answer it this way, it will help you. One of the primary jobs of the gatekeeper is to protect their boss's time. That's one of their main jobs. Protect their boss's time. If they let everybody through, the boss is not going to get anything done. If you're talking to somebody who's running, let's say Elon Musk, whoever allows you to speak to Elon Musk, that's the gatekeeper. Because as you can imagine, thousands and thousands of people would love to get through and speak to Elon Musk. Is he going to have time for everybody? No. That gatekeeper got to filter out who's worthy and who's worth Elon Musk's time. The key word is time. They are protecting their bosses or the higher ups' time. That's their job, to protect their time.
Gatekeeper. The person who answers the corporate phone and decides to let you talk to the decision maker or not.
That's some good tea.
Ideal Customer Profile, also known as ICP. Ideal Customer Profile is a profile of an ideal client for your business.
Okay. Ideal client for your business. That's it. That's all you need.
Ideal Customer Profile is a profile of an ideal client for your business.
Okay. Some of this I got to do as we move along. ICP, Ideal Customer Profile. Plain and simple. Ideal client for your business.
Inbound. Interest that comes in received cold emails, submitted forms.
Inbound, interest that comes in, whether it's emailing, whether it's calling, they can write you a lovely letter and mail it to you. It's still inbound. As long as it comes in, you didn't go out looking for it, it came to you. Inbound.
Inbound sales. Sales that happen as a result of customers directly approaching and engaging with the brand company.
Again, inbound sales. They came to you, they went through the process, they closed, the sale was made, it was an inbound sale.
Lead. Someone who is a potential fit to purchase your product or service.
Keyword, potential. They're not a client. Potential. Next.
Lead generation. All of the activities that have a goal to generate interest around a product or a service through different methods: content marketing, PPC, referrals, outbound marketing, and partnerships.
Okay, we're going to make this one very easy. You know how you was on YouTube or Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and you kept seeing CourseCareer pop up? Lead generations. That's what that is. The first day you said the word lead generation, and then all of a sudden you notice your phone was listening. No, that is not a myth. Your phone listens to you all the time. And you start seeing a bunch of ads for CourseCareers. That was lead generation. Next.
Lead nurturing. Engaging and building a long-term relationships with existing prospects.
Building a long-term relationship. Keywords with existing prospect. Keyword, prospect. Lead nurturing. They're not a client yet. They haven't closed. When you hear this word lead, it's usually with a prospect, not a client. Do not get fooled. Don't make the mistake of thinking it's the same thing as customer success. It's not. Customer success. Keyword, customers. They're already a customer. Anytime you hear the word lead, you're still dealing with a existing prospect. There's a chance they may become a customer. Existing prospect. Lead nurturing, building up a long-term relationship with an existing prospect. And hopefully one day they become a client. Let's try it again.
Lead nurturing. Engaging and building a long-term relationships with existing prospects. Lead qualification. A process of qualifying if a lead is a good fit to purchase your product or service.
Okay, we got a lead. We nurture them. Now let's see if they got the money and the qualification for our services. Just because they're a good lead doesn't mean they can afford it. We got to qualify them.
Lead scoring. Assigning a value to every lead based on predefined criteria in order to rank leads in terms of engaging priority.
I think that one is pretty much self-explanatory. Lead scoring. To rank leads in terms of engaging priority. What was their score? For example, we're going to take that final exam. CourseCareer partners are going to look at the final exam. You know what they're going to see? Your score. If you score 83 and somebody else scores a 97, who do you think is going to have priority? It won't be the 83. They're going to rank you by priority. Who gets the highest priority? Whoever has the highest score. Lead scoring. To rank leads in terms of engagement priority. Those have the highest chance of affording our services. Raise them to the top. We're going to focus on them. They got priority.
Influencer. Someone who has a strong influence over the purchase of a product or service but isn't the final decision maker.
All right. Once again, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, if you're married, you're the influencer. That's the only way I can explain it. Okay? Ladies, if you're married and you have your partner, congratulations, you're the decision maker. There's no other way I can explain this. The influencer can influence the decision maker. We can only influence, we cannot make the final choice. Sweetie, can I get that TV? I really want it. I know we can afford it. We got the money. You're influencing her to say yes. But unless you want to get in trouble, you're not going to go spend $2,000 on a big screen TV until your sweetheart says, go ahead. She's the decision maker. You're the influencer. I know the ladies are loving this one. All right, let's keep moving.
Marketing qualified lead, also known as MQL. A lead that will most likely become a paying client based on what pages the lead visited, what action they took on the company website, and other online engagement.
MQL, marketing qualified lead. What we want to focus on is a lead that will most likely become a paying client. Perhaps they visited the page 6-7 times. Maybe they didn't stay for about the average 5 to 10 seconds. They were on the page for about 10-15 minutes. Why are you still on the website for 10-15 minutes if you're not interested? So if you qualify and we have a strong feeling you're going to be buying, a lead that will most likely become a paying client, MQL.
Monthly recurring revenue, also known as MRR. The amount of regular and predictable income a company expects to receive every month.
That one's pretty simple. MRR, monthly recruiting revenue. Think income every month. Let's move on.
Onboarding. A set of actions or a process of introducing a new client to a service or product, setting up an account and introducing the client with their point of contact at the company.
Simple explanation for onboarding. A process introducing a client to, a process of introducing a new client to a service or product. Hey, you're a client now? Come on, let me show you what we got. Here's how we do business. Oh, by the way, if you need to talk to anybody, John here will be able to help you. If you need any additional help, you can contact us and such. This is the service and products that we have. Onboarding, a process of introducing a new client to a service or product. The highlights are the ones you want to focus on. You don't need to remember everything, just the highlights. If you can remember the highlights, it'll make it streamlined and help you articulate your answers a lot easier. Let's keep going.
Opportunities. A qualified lead that is a good fit for your solution. An SDR has qualified this person as someone who has the need and ability to purchase.
A qualified lead that is a good fit for your solution. Opportunities. A qualified lead that is a good fit for your solution. In case you guys are wondering why I'm reading these, is because in case someone is not watching the video and just listening, they can pick up the key focus points. Let's move on to the next.
Outbound sales. Cold calling, cold emailing, and social selling with the goal of initiating contact with a prospective client and ultimately closing the deal.
Okay, I think that was pretty much self-explanatory.
Point of contact. A person or a department within a company that the client can reach out to with questions or specific requests.
A person or department within a company the client can reach out to. Point of contact. Who in the company can they reach out? Which department can they reach out? That's the point of contact. If you can remember that, easy explanation.
Profit margin. Profit margin is a ratio of profitability that reveals how much money a company actually makes. It is the amount by which revenue from sales exceeds costs. To calculate profit margin, divide your gross profit/revenue cost of goods sold by revenue.
Okay, I'm going to try and make this as simple as I can. I think most of you understand what a profit margin is. But if you can explain it with profit margin is the ratio of profitability that reveals how much money a company actually makes. What does that mean? Well, we're running this company. How much does it cost to run? $1 million a year. Whew, okay. How much do we make? We make $1.5 million a year. Okay. Is our profit $1.5 million? No. It costs $1 million to run. We make $1.5 million. Our profit margin is 500,000, $500,000. We make $500,000 more than what it costs us to run the business. Okay, you got it? Let's move on. You basically take what it costs you to run the business and you minus that from how much you make. You bring in the difference, that's a profit margin.
Prospects. A list of names and contact information in some type of list, database, or CRM.
You guys remember what the CRM is? We just went through it. It's a list of names and information in some type of list, database, or CRM. Oops, we're going to see that one quite a few times. They may ask you, explain what a prospect is. We see that word all the time. Even with these materials, we're going to see that word prospect all the time, which is why I highlighted. CRM, do you remember what that stands for? Customer Relationship Management. Let's make sure we're not messing this up. Where is it? CRM. Customer Relationship Management. Did I go down too far? I believe I did. Opportunities, profit margin. Here we go. Now we're down to
referral. Method of generating new sales leads where someone refers a potential client to you.
I think we all know what referrals mean. That's when somebody refers you or refers your business to somebody else. Hey, that movie was great. Did you see it? No, man, you should go see it. That's a referral. I guess in a way you could kind of think of them as champions, but perhaps the champions work within the company, but the referral doesn't. You know, company A might say, hey, we have a great relationship with company B. Does that person work at company B? No. But while they're having a conversation with company B, they may say, hey, you know what? I bought this for my company, and it's actually a great software. You should try it. You could consider that person as a champion. However, that person does not work in company B. He works in company A. But he's referring you, your business, or your software to company B. The keyword he's referring. That's the difference between a referral and a champion. The champion we know works within that company. I apologize. The champion we know works within that company. The referral may not. It's just a simple referral.
Return on investment, also known as ROI, shows the effectiveness of the initial investment. It is a ratio between net profit and the cost of investment.
Okay, so I invest $100 to start a business, and the business made me $200. So my ROI is 100 because I invested 100. Well, what is my return on investment? Oh, I made another 100. ROI. I often considered with when it comes to advertising. What is our advertising budget? $10,000. Okay. How much are we expecting we could make from these advertisements? $30,000. Ooh, we got a 3-to-1 ROI. So we're going to make 3 times what we put in. We're going to put in 10,000 and we're expecting to make 30,000. What is the ROI? The ROI, unless I'm mistaken, don't quote me 100% on this, but I believe the ROI would be 20,000. Return on investment. How much did everything bring you back? 30,000. How much did it cost to put out these advertisements? 10,000. What is the difference? 20,000. We put out 10, we made 30. The ROI is 20. Let's move on. Or before we move on, that's why I want to say verify, because the ROI could be, well, we put out 10,000 for the advertisement. We made 30,000, so we have a 300% ROI. I'm not sure if it calculates everything that comes back or if it's just the difference. So please verify that, because if I don't know, I don't know.
Revenue. The amount of money one business generates in a specific time period / a year, a quarter.
Time period. Revenue could be anything. It could be weekly, monthly, yearly, every 5 years, every 10 years, doesn't matter. It's a time period. Revenue is just how much money the business generates. Do you want it in MRR, monthly recruiting revenue? Because now that time period is monthly. Or do you want it quarterly? Or do you want it yearly? But when you say revenue, think of time period. What's the time frame you want to know how much we made in how much time?
SaaS. An acronym for Software as a Service. Sales acceleration. Speeding up the sales process using different tools and technologies to boost productivity and efficiency.
Explain to me what a sales acceleration is. Speeding up the process of the sale. That's it. That's your keywords right there. Speeding up the sales process. All the rest of this stuff, it's just going to confuse you. If you see, explain sales acceleration, your answer should be whether you're verbally or writing, speeding up the sales process using different tools and technology. That's it. But the keywords, speeding up the sales process.
Sales automation. A process of automating sales workflow by using software or an online tool. It can help simplify, speed up, and streamline the sales process.
Okay, sales automation, self-explanatory, automation. The process, automating sales workflow process. Speeds up the process, makes it a lot easier, makes it streamlined. Not a hard one, folks. Now, these two here, pay attention to these two. If you have to memorize them, memorize them. As an SDR, some of your core performance will be around sales cadence, sales cycles, pipelines. Those are terms, there's a high chance you're going to hear them. So if you have to review the videos, review them a few times, make sure you're familiar, and find, if anything, that you're going to try and do a little practice on writing or come up with your own terminology to make sure you explain it as well as you can. These two, I would suggest, probably should be one of them. And that's also including writing cold emails. In case you guys are not aware, when you're taking the test, there's a high chance they're going to ask you to write a cold email. Not just if you know the steps, your punctuation, the words you're using, and the format. So other than studying these videos, practice writing a cold email. If I was you, I would sit down, write one, set it up, see how you like it. If everything looks good, email yourself. At the end of the night, email yourself again. When you wake up in the morning, email yourself again. Don't copy paste it, write it out. Practice into just writing an email, writing an email, writing a cold email. So by the time you get to the test, you've already got it memorized. You already know how to do it. You're just going to plug in what other additional information they give you. I'm going to say there's an 80% to 90% chance they're probably going to ask you to write a cold email.
Sales cadence. A determined sequence of sales activities and the frequency at which the sales team interacts with leads. Sales cycle. Predictable sequences and stages that a company goes through as they sell their product or service. Sales demo. An event that serves as a showcase of the product or service that the company is selling.
Self-explanatory. Hey, this is the service that we have. Here's a demo on how it works. Demonstrating your software or service, basically.
Sales Development Representative, also known as SDR, or an SDR, sales representative focused on prospecting and finding new sales opportunities.
What are you guys going to be trying to go for? SDR. What is the main purpose of an SDR? Focus on prospecting.
Sales Enablement, providing sales professionals with the necessary tools, technology, training, and other resources in order for them to have better performance at customer engagement.
If you hear sales development, the main keyword in that is going to be training. Providing sales professionals with the necessary tools, technology, and training. CourseCareers. In case you missed it, CourseCareers. Training. They can give you the tool, they can give you the technology. If you don't have the training how to use the tool or the technology, it's not going to do you any good. Providing sales professionals with the necessary training. That includes the tools and the technology. Let's hear that one more time.
Sales Enablement, providing sales professionals with the necessary tools, technology, training, and other resources in order for them to have better performance at customer engagement.
These are sales funnel, sales pipeline, sales qualified leads. These, you should also pay attention to them. There's a good chance they might pop up on the test. Most of the terms, as I've been doing these videos and doing my research to set up my study guide, because this is my study guide, I'm not selfish. I want to see as many of us able to pass this last exam. There is nothing more satisfying to me knowing that I'm helping somebody. That's who I am. That is my nature. That's the way I'm built. I believe in the old saying, you could be a millionaire or you could help 10 people become a millionaire. If I help 10 people become a millionaire, I'm always going to have money because I got 10 people I help become a millionaire. I might go broke, but chances of 10 other people going broke is unlikely. So which would benefit you more, helping everybody or helping yourself? I like to go with helping everybody. So let's get started with these here.
Sales Funnel, a visual representation of sales processes with defined stages that every potential client goes through as they are led towards a final decision buying a product or service. Sales Pipeline, a visual representation of a sales process and stages of each individual prospect.
Once again, pay attention to these two sections in the study on CourseCareers. As I believe Troy, his name is going over these sections.
Sales Prospecting, a process of finding and identifying new prospective clients using different outbound methods, cold email, social selling, advertising, etc. Sales Qualified Lead, also known as SQL. A potential client that already met all the necessary criteria and is forwarded to account executive, also known as the closer to close the deal.
SQL, Sales Qualified Leads. You remember that guy we were talking about, the AE, aka the man, aka the guy that gets it done, aka the closer? Sales Qualified Leads, also known as SQL, a potential client that already meets, you know what? I think they made a mistake here. As I'm doing these, it should not say client. Folks, bear with me for 1 second. Let's do this together because I found this kind of interesting. I want to make sure I didn't make a mistake. Yep, they put the word client right here. And I think that is a mistake. It's a sale qualified lead, a potential client that has already met all necessary criteria and forward to the account executive to close the deal. Here's what I'm going to do. When I'm done with this video, I'm going to grab this. I'm going to post it on LinkedIn because I believe it should say a potential prospect or lead, not client. If we have to close the deal, they're not a client yet. I'm surprised no one picked this up yet. We'll find out in the next 24 hours because I'm going to put it on LinkedIn and ask some questions. So CourseCareers, yeah, I got you on one. All right, let's keep moving. But for now, just think of them as a potential prospect or potential lead. I don't think it's a client.
Scraping data. Extraction of large amounts of data from websites. Scraping data. Extraction of large amounts of data from websites. Segmentation. A process of dividing a large market or contact list into smaller segments based on different criteria, location, company size, revenue, etc.
Okay, very simple. When you hear segmentation, what does it mean to segment? Divide. Division of a large market into smaller segments. Okay, we got the whole of Manhattan. You take the Upper East Side. You take the Lower East Side. You take downtown. Me, I'm going to take Midtown. Oh, you're going to work these zip codes. You're going to work these zip codes. You're going to work these zip codes. Segmentation.
Social selling. A sales tactic that involves using social media as a sales channel. SDRs engage and create relationships with prospects by probing their needs and providing relevant and valuable insight.
We're going to make this very easy. How many times did you see the CourseCareer ad on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, or anywhere else? Social selling. That's it. You're probably here because of social selling.
Top of the funnel. A term that refers to the top of the sales or marketing funnel, where all prospects go through a qualification process, both from inbound and outbound efforts. Unique selling point proposition. Unique features of a business that sets it apart from the competitors. Vertical. A specific segment of the market where a business targets only a specific industry, sector, or niche.
Okay, unique selling is pretty easy to understand. Unique features. What separates me from these guys? We have this unique feature. Our product does this where the other guys don't have this feature. Unique selling. Vertical. Remember the word niche. Vertical. Niche. Target only a specific industry niche. For example, before my incident in my operation, I used to run a motorcycle towing company. Maybe I'll even put my LinkedIn or my Instagram. You guys can go and check me out and verify everything that I'm saying, that I'm not just spitting out imaginary stuff. For several years, I've ran and operate my own motorcycle transportation company. Now, if I'm running a motorcycle transportation company, am I in the niche of transporting? No, that's just a business. Now, well, I run motorcycle transportation company. I only transfer Harley Davidson. Now I'm starting to get into a niche. Yamahas, sorry, I don't transport Yamahas. Hondas, oh, sorry, I don't. I don't do those. I only deal with. I'm a specialization into Harley Davidson. Now we could take it one step further. I only specialize in transporting vintage Harley Davidson. If you got a vintage motorcycle, you want to make sure it gets to where it's going. That's my specialization. That's my niche. I don't transport just any type of Harley Davidson. If it's not at least 30, 40 years or older, I don't transport them. That is not my niche. My niche is vintage Harley motorcycles. Anything if it's not a Harley, can't help you. If it's not a vintage, can't help you. That's a niche. Now this last one, you guys, we are trying to get as an SDR. You should know exactly what an SDR does. So this is my bonus for you guys.
Bonus: what is the goal of an SDR? An SDR's primary goal is finding new customers. Most of your time should be spent either prospecting or preparing to prospect.
If they ever ask you, what is the main focus of an SDR, that job that you're applying for? Finding new customers so we can build our sales cadence and we can grow your pipeline. Keyword, finding new customers. All right, folks. Actually, I'm going to pause this video real quick. Wow, we actually broke 1 hour on here. And we're back. If you guys found any value in this video, please leave me a thumbs up. I am taking my time because I'm trying not to be selfish to make these videos. They took me quite a while to record. I don't really do any editing because I kind of see this as, hey, just talking to you like we're face to face, like I'm talking to a friend, a relative, or somebody that, we get along with. So I'm not big into the editing thing. I'm not a professional YouTuber, so I apologize for the audio quality. And, I'm not trying to entertain anybody. I'm just trying to help you guys out. But if you like what you hear, if you got any value, leave me a thumbs up. At least anybody else who is to the CourseCareer, direct them to this video to perhaps maybe that will help them and more people can find us. If you're reaching out from me on LinkedIn, this is my page. You send some guy right here. Yep, that's me. Drop me a connection. I will accept. And with that said, remember, your first interview is actually your test. That test, that's your first interview. That's the difference if you're going to reach out or they're going to reach out to you. So hopefully what we went through today will help. And by the way, I will drop the link in the video, both to this one and the previous one that I've made, which focus on the quiz. I have 2 of them. I will drop both links in the description. One is based on the quiz question. Every single quiz that we've had in the CourseCareer course, I compiled it in the same way as I did here. So you can go in, practice. If you want to focus on the development terms, practice. Okay, last but not least, let's see if we can find one. Okay, if somebody asks you what's a churn?
Churn: the percentage of clients that leave or stop using your services or products within a certain time period.
What is a closer?
Closers: closers or account executives, they are focused on closing deals and they only prospect a small number of strategic accounts.
So if you hear closers, what is a closer? Account executive that focus on closing deals. That's it. Remember that word, account executive. Not just somebody who closes these deals. Yeah, that's not what they want to hear. Are you right? Yes. Is that what they want to hear? No. An account executive, or AE, or /closer, that focuses on closing deals. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to find out about this thing down here because I'm very confused about that, and hopefully something I can help CourseCareers set up and rectify, because I have the feeling this should not say client.
A potential client that already met all the necessary criteria.
I'll see you guys in the next video. And if you're still hanging around, thank you. While you're here, drop a like, subscribe, or if you really want to help out, send me a connection on LinkedIn. I haven't really focused on these too much, so I like to get these numbers up. I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.